Chair recognizes the gentleman from California.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise today in support of this amendment to the Financial Stability Oversight Council Reform Act, which mirrors bipartisan legislation I've authored, the Office of Financial Research Accountability Act, a more open, collaborative, and cyber-secure Office of Financial Research would be better positioned to achieve its stated mission of promoting financial stability. So basically, this amendment gets the Office of Financial Research on track with a few simple, reasonable reforms. There's 3 of them. First, it requires the OFR to submit an annual work plan that details the office's upcoming work while making it available for public notice and comment. And second, it requires the office to coordinate with financial regulators and agencies that have subject matter experience as it prepares public records. And third, it also tasks the office, which handles immense amounts of sensitive financial data, with formulating a cybersecurity plan. So this amendment strengthens the Office of Financial Research's ability to ensure a transparent, efficient, and stable financial system for the American people, the core objective of the office. And I thank Mr. Emmer of Minnesota for his work on this important issue. I urge my colleagues from both sides of the aisle to support both my amendment.
The gentleman from Arkansas is recognized for 1 minute.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I rise today in support of the amendment offered by my good friend from California. The Office of Financial Research, the OFR, is an important entity, but its work so far has been very, very disappointing. So disappointing that a landmark study by OFR on asset management has been publicly criticized by a member of FSOC, the SEC, who took the unusual step of opening its own comment period on the report. We must make sure that OFR's research is done in the right way with a strategic plan, and that OFR consults with experts and gives proper public notice and involvement. We don't want the Financial Stability Oversight Council, the FSOC, one of the most critical and sensitive creations in Dodd-Frank, relying on an offhand work criticized publicly by institutions across the capital city. Further, their data collection requirements and responsibilities bring concern to all of our citizens. As we've seen with the IRS, the OPM, the CFPB, and now the OFR, rising concern over the importance of cybersecurity and data protection are noted in this act and an important part of Mr. Royce's amendment. Many of our federal agencies are the root cause of cyber breach and loss of privacy, and we don't want to see that extended here. I support the amendment and the bill, and I urge a yes vote.
Gentleman from California.
I yield the gentleman from Minnesota, Mr. Emmer, 1 minute.
Gentleman from Minnesota is recognized for 1 minute.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And I want to thank my friend and colleague from California, Chairman of the Foreign Affairs Committee, Congressman Ed Royce, for offering his amendment to the FSOC Reform Act. As we have seen time and time again, our government needs to improve security procedures in order to protect the privacy of the American people and integrity for business. The burden, Mr. Speaker, is on the federal government to provide a plan and to be transparent about what it does with the information it collects. This amendment accomplishes both of these goals at the Office of Financial Research. By mandating OFR submit an annual work plan and allow for public notice and comment, the American people will have a greater voice in shaping the objectives of OFR. Perhaps most importantly, requiring federal regulators to collaborate on data security will make personal and financial information of all Americans more secure. Again, I want to thank Chairman Royce for offering this amendment, and I urge all my colleagues to support it. I yield back.
Gentleman yields back. Gentleman from California.
I'll reserve the right to close.
Gentleman is the only person with time remaining.
Very good. Well, Mr. Speaker, let's be clear about what this proposal does and does not do. Nothing in this amendment says that the Office of Financial Research must amend their work product because of public comments provided to them. The amendment here simply ensures that the public gets a chance to comment. And I've asked eight FSOC members about their potential opposition to this idea. Not a single one has raised an objection to this. Any rhetoric in opposition to this amendment, well, a lot of it has centered on the potential of opening up the Office of Financial Research to inappropriate influence. Nothing could be further from reality. Inappropriate influence is what happens when you labor along with little or no transparency, not when you provide more sunlight. What this amendment does is provide that transparency. It provides that sunlight by opening that up. There has been considerable warranted criticism from those across the ideological spectrum about the quality of the OFR's research. We are taking a step today to improve the Office of Financial Research's research practices, something integral to FSOC reform, as the Council makes designation decisions founded on the office's work. Regulators making decisions on financial stability should do so with their eyes wide open. A more transparent, collaborative, and cyber-secure Office of Financial Research accomplishes that end, and for that reason I urge members from both sides of the aisle to support this amendment. With that, I yield back the balance of my time.
Pursuant to the rule, the previous question is ordered on the bill as amended and on the amendment offered by the gentleman from California, Mr. Royce. The question is on the amendment offered by the gentleman from California, Mr. Royce. Those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed, no. Ayes have it. The amendment is agreed to. Question is on engrossment and third reading of the bill. Those in favor say aye. Those opposed, no. Ayes have it. Third reading.